Okie dokie, boys and girls, it is day 271 of bulking to 75 kilos, and today we have a hell of a push workout, It's gonna take a long time. I'm planning to do some hard sits on the planche, and then aim for 1,000 push-ups afterwards. So, very nervous, of course, and we all have those moments, where we have to do some shit, and we just don't want to, We don't want to get started, we don't want to get to the difficult workout, we don't want to start studying, we don't want to go to work, and this and that. And, how the fuck do you then start doing things? How do you get to work? Lately, what I've been doing is I haven't been forcing myself to start immediately, but rather instead I've been forcing myself to do nothing, So when I'm supposed to start working out, I get home from work, I'm supposed to start working out, I don't want to, right? And before, what I used to do is I would, use my phone as a distraction, and I would, waste time on my phone. So now I don't do that. I just force myself, not to go upstairs and to start working out. I sit in the couch for a moment, but I don't do anything. I don't have a phone. I don't have anything to distract myself. And then soon enough, you'll be sitting there just like this in the couch. I have the same couch downstairs, You'll be sitting there like this, maybe starting to sleep a little bit, and you're like, oh fuck, I'm wasting time here. So it's, yes, you're taking a bit more time to start your workout, but the other option for me was before to just be on my phone, scrolling Instagram. I'm wasting the same amount of time, but I'm not realizing it. And now when I'm in the couch and I'm doing nothing, I'm realizing holy fuck, I have to do this workout, I have to get going. I'm doing nothing. What am I still doing in this couch? And it helps me to get started, So perhaps, if you have trouble starting some stuff, whether it's your workout or your studies or your work or whatever, perhaps, don't aim for perfection right from the bat. Start with something in between, Don't waste your time on your phone, but just sit there, and let your mind speak to you. Because when you're doing nothing, and you're just alone with your thoughts, your mind is going to speak to you. You're going to be like, what the fuck am I doing here? I'm just doing nothing at all. What the fuck? And it's going to be easier to just get started in general. So today's workout was not easy to get started, but we're here. We made it. And the first few sits, the first 5 sits, will be some planche combos as usual. The first one being 5 seconds, do some push-ups, do some presses. I'm gonna try and aim, or I am aiming for 5 seconds of hold, 5 push-ups, 5 presses as a general goal. And while it is still far away, today, I'm trying to aim to get 3 push-ups to a press. That would be very nice, because last time and the time before that as well, I just failed to press at all, after 3 push-ups. So if I can do that today, already a very big success. And then afterwards, just some random combos before heading into the massive block of 1,000 push-ups. Oh boy. Yeah. Let's get started. Oh, that's cheating. That's cheating. Okay, this does not count as 5 seconds, 3 push-ups and 3 presses. No, I cheated by bending my arms a lot. I don't mind if my arms bend a little bit, but this was more of a 90-degree handstand push-up. Holy shit, my shoulders are tired though, and it's definitely an improvement from last time where I just wasn't able to do anything after the push-up. Whew! I'm gonna take a 4-minute break and do some combos, These combos, they're not about doing it to perfection. It's about doing it a little bit better than last time. Doing a little bit more, or doing a little bit better form. In this case, it was more. So next time, let's try to clean it. Holy fucking shit, my shoulders are dead. Holy shit. Whew. I kind of expected to not be able to do that. Holy shit. Let's do one more. Whew. All right. One more sit and then let's move on to some push-ups. Holy shit. Okay, quick break in between the planche and the push-ups. I'm gonna do some forearm work because I lost sight of it, but last time I did forearm work in between my planche sits and my dip sits, and it was kind of a convenient break as well to fully let my shoulders recover before starting on the dips. I'm gonna do the exact same today. I'm not gonna go completely nuts on these forearms because I guess I still have to use them during the push-ups, but I'm just gonna give them a quick stimulus, so that I keep them fresh and bulletproof so that I don't injure myself. But in the meantime, my shoulders will be able to rest to give a good challenge to those 50 sets of push-ups that I'm about to do. So let's go. Okie dokie, boys and girls. It is time. The moment has come. There will be no running away anymore. 1000 push-ups, 20 push-ups per set, every minute on the minute for 50 sets. Although I set my set count to 999 because if I reach 50, I'm just gonna keep going, 50 is the minimum goal I would like to reach, but if I get there, I would also like to see what my actual limit is. So let's freaking go. I will be accompanied by Dragon Ball and Naruto on the way. Let's go to failure. 10 seconds left before the last set. Holy shit. I'm done. 57 sets, boys. Holy shit. 57. Almost an hour. Guess what? That's 1,140 push-ups. That's not too bad. I'm very happy with this. Holy fucking shit. Now we can move on to the next step, you know. I could keep increasing the volume, but instead what I'm gonna do is next training, I'm gonna put 10 kilos in a backpack on my back, of course, and do push-ups that way, you know, and just aim for 1,000 reps again. This is such, like, I can't fucking believe it. I think, of course, I mentioned before, the planche is the king of push exercise, you know. If you can do the planche, you can do anything, but I guess this is really just proving it, because I didn't have a strong chest before, and now, thanks to the planche, I had some base power, and ever since then, you know, I've been just making newbie gains on my chest. So, very fucking happy with this, you know. I was not looking forward to this workout. I was nervous from days before. Like, I was scared that I was gonna fail. But guess what? You know, oftentimes when you regret something, you will regret it, or you will have regrets from not doing something, not trying something, rather than, you know, challenging yourself and going out there and doing it and failing. Because if you go out there and you fail, but you gave it your everything, you succeeded in giving your everything, you know where you're at. And of course, there's gonna be some frustrating feelings mixed with that, but you know, it's nothing compared to the frustration of, you know, not trying anything and just, you know, going to bed at night, laying there wondering that maybe you could have done it, you know. So, you know, if you're struggling to get things done, like I mentioned in the beginning, just sometimes do fucking nothing, right? If it's too difficult to get yourself to do something, try doing nothing, but don't just distract yourself with your phone or with a book or with anything else, you know. Just, you know, when you have something on your mind, make sure that you get to it, because, you know, the rewarding feeling that you get at the end, there is nothing to replace it. Holy fucking shit, my chest is just destroyed. And guys, like, this is not bodybuilding training, of course, you know. The main goal is not to build a chest. The main goal is to get stronger, not only physically, but also mentally. But guess what? If you're aiming for such trainings, right? If you're training to get strong, you're gonna get huge in the process. Like, it might sound a bit ridiculous, but I've been doing these push-ups for only 1 month, and I feel like sometimes I can already see a difference in my chest. Not when pumped, of course, but just like, walking around, brushing my teeth in the morning and seeing my chest, like I feel like it's getting bigger already, and it's not like, I'm doing like trainings to focus on muscle growth. I'm just trying to become as strong as possible. And oftentimes people will worry about how to build a physique, in the easiest way possible. But how about you take the hardest way possible? How about you try to get stronger? Try to not be all show and no go. Try to have a bit of power as well. Try to get as strong as you possibly can, because that's so fucking fun. Especially with these endurance things. I feel like I started this 1 month ago, 200 reps or something, 220. I failed on sit number 11, just like today, sit number 11 was done and I had like 5 seconds left. Today, I'm doing fivefold, I'm doing 5 times the amount of volume that I was doing 1 month ago. And it's so much fun just seeing the progress skyrocket, If I only focus on building muscle, I'm gonna see maybe a little change in the mirror, but it's not gonna be much. But the real effort and the real growth is perhaps not in the mirror, but during your workout. So yeah, I really enjoy this shit. I'm looking forward to the next level of trying to get 1,000 push-ups with 10 kilos on my back. Like, it sounds fucking insane. I don't know if it's ever gonna happen. Probably some people have already done it, right? But to me, it sounds like unfathomable, if that's even a word, But yeah, I'm gonna take a bit of a longer rest here, and then I'm gonna do some incline push-ups, because why not? Like every time I do these EMOM push-ups, every minute on the minute, I want to finish with a bit of a longer set. So I'm gonna do I'll probably take like a different variation each workout. Last time it was just the normal bar push-ups. Today I'm gonna do the incline, or I guess decline bar push-ups, and I'm gonna do the masked mediator style, where you just like do it every 2 seconds and then you wait at the top, and it's gonna be fucking good. My chest is destroyed, but let's give it, a few more what? let's get a bit more bang for our buck out of this chest. That's what I'm trying to say. Okie dokie, boys and girls. I'm gonna do 2 more sets of decline push-ups, I believe this is called. And it's gonna target my upper chest a little bit more. Now, why the fuck would I do more push-ups after already doing 1,100 push-ups in total, Well, I guess mostly because I can. I mean, these longer sets at the end, I feel like they're really helping my endurance, because yes, I'm building endurance to do lots of short sets, but in the end, by just giving this little extra stimulus to my chest, doing a bit of the longer sets, I really feel like it's helping my endurance to go forward in the end, So that's why I'm doing this. I'm gonna do the masked mediator style, every 2 seconds, 1 push-up for 2 sets, 4 minutes of rest in between, and it's gonna be a good finisher. If I can put on some fucking music, well, I'll cut to that when I get to it. Alright, that's only 22 reps, or 21 even, I don't fucking know, but not a lot. 4 minutes rest, 1 more of these, and then we're done for the day. Okay, that's it for today's workout, and it's safe to say that my chest has just been fucking destroyed. I think most of the pump is gone already, but still, I'm gonna feel this one tomorrow. Like, holy fucking shit. 1,140 push-ups. That's insane, Like, during the push-ups, like in sit number 12, I was thinking like, this kind of feels hard compared to last time. But then also it was like sit number 12, and I was thinking to myself, the first time I did this workout, I failed at sit number 11. Like, what the fuck? And now I was thinking, oh, it feels kind of hard, but it's already, you know, a set further than what was previously my limit. And these trainings, these endurance trainings, or I guess training in general, it really teaches you that your limits are mostly in your head. Today as well, I reached 57 sets, but part of it is, in your mind, you're telling yourself, I was telling myself, I want to get 50 sets, So my mind is focused on it, I have adrenaline that's, keeping myself wondering if I can get to 50 sets, but then eventually you get to 30, you get to 35, and it feels kind of okay still, and the adrenaline goes, and so you get to sit number 50 and you're tired, but part of it is your mind allowing yourself to slack off because the adrenaline starts to go away, if you like train your mind, like for now, for example, I did 57 sets. If I were to do the next workout, that would be my new standard, that adrenaline would keep up for longer, and of course I would get stronger as well, but also mentally, and I guess in the fucking adrenaline, I would be able to keep that longer, and that's also a reason I would be able to do more sets again. So, that's just a reminder, for you to tell yourself that your limits are in your head, if you're telling yourself you're not going to be able to do something, you're not going to be able to do something. You might not you might not even try something, But it's important to remind yourself, like I mentioned in the beginning, regret comes most often from not doing anything at all. So, go out there and go fucking train or go whatever, you want to do in life and give it a go, give it your all. And then if you fail, you're going to fail giving it your all. You're not going to regret anything. I mean, that's, yeah, that's, I guess, really the point of the day, Every time it's going to be difficult to get yourself to do something because you have this survival instinct in your head from millions of years ago where we had to gather our food telling us that, we should conserve energy. But you're living in a world where, this training, it's no longer, or anything in life, it's no longer a chore. You get to study, you get to go to work, you get to train, It's something that you're able to do. You get to expend these calories and not have to worry about being hungry. So it's a fucking blessing. And yes, it's hard to get started, but use whatever trick you have in your book to get started anyway, because that's where, really you will, I think, become happy, That's where you can find joy, because it should be joyful, or satisfying, whatever. But sitting on the couch is not an option. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, that's it for today's training. I'm gonna have some dinner. Holy fuck, I need it. And then tomorrow is gonna be a pull day. I'm curious how it will go, because just the systematic fatigue of doing 1,000 push-ups, I don't think it's gonna be something easy to recover from. But that's something for tomorrow, Now it's already 8:30. I still need to cook my dinner. Then I'm gonna go to bed and have a good night's rest for the pull day tomorrow. So I'll see you then.